Hey, this is Mark Too Sharp Johnson in the den, man. Live with Miles Wing and Big Howdy, baby. The champ is here.
Hey, cheers, cheers,
to
cheers.
the champ.
Cheers to the
Champ is here.
The champ is
The
here.
champ is here. Live in the den. In my Big Rob voice. Rest in peace, Big Rob. Wish you were here with us, baby. We got the champ here, man. The only DC born and raised international boxing Hall of Famer. Been fighting ever since he was a toddler, led by his pops. My man, I call him Mr. Ham. When I see him into his face, I call him Mr. Ham. Yeah, because he plays no games. We got the champ, y'all. The champ is here. 3-time world champion.
Man, the champ is here.
112, he won it twice. 115, once. That's 3 world titles. Never been done by Afro-American boxer in that weight class. Ever. Ever, 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 ever. And he's the only Hall of Famer of African-American descent. Y'all like my vocabulary? That's in the international boxing Hall of Famer. I got the champ in the den, man. We got the champ in the den. And man, we gonna talk about it, man, from the first day you put on the motherfucking gloves, man. You're Southwest, born and raised.
Yes, sir.
Shot when the first time, Ham, or you decided you was go ahead, Church, Big Happy.
Say his name, man. You never said it. You just keep calling him champ.
The
man.
champ, Mark.
Thank you, sir.
Too Sharp Johnson.
Thank you, sir. Not continue, sir.
Well, not to cut you off, but not to cut you off, but this for the people that really don't know, man. My real name really is Shaft Sweetback Johnson. For the people that don't know, that's my real name, man. I don't know whether Mark Johnson is Marcella Johnson. Yeah,
Sweetback.
Yeah,
You call me Sweetback? I thought your motherfucking name was Marcellus.
yeah, all that got switched over, man. My real name, born and raised, was Shaft Sweetback Johnson. After about 2 weeks, Mom said that wasn't gonna work, and she changed the name.
Thank you. Thank you.
But that was my name, man. And Ham had to watch a couple of movies and did his name, man.
Oh, you got Shaft and then he wanted
With the Sweetback.
Sweetback part.
Now, I don't know where that came, but he threw the Johnson on in there, so I rolled with it.
God damn, man.
Real quick. Can you move that off, bro? Just picking that up.
Let's figure it out.
Yeah, so you asked about in the beginning, you know what I mean?
Tell us about the beginning, Shot. Where you from? Where the boxing thing come from, man?
Man, look, Southwest, man, born and raised, I kind of from both sides of the city. My father lived in the Northeast, so when I got mad with my mom, I ran over the Northeast, I hung over there. Then when I got mad at my father, I ran back down Southwest. So, there ain't no, I was from 18th and D, 21st Street, or Southwest, you know what I mean? So, you can't do that no more now, you know what I mean?
You can't do that no more.
But anyway,
so you getting your ass whipped on both sides?
yeah, both sides, but I run from each other, you know what I mean? So, and you know what, Miles, the funny part is, them ass whoopings has made me the champion that I am, you know what I mean? And a lot of these kids need to get some ass whoopings, you know what I mean? But,
I'm talking about the ass whipping from the kids in the streets.
No, I wasn't getting that.
I'm talking about from hand.
Well, one thing about me, Miles, I really never lost no
The
fights in the
little
streets.
guys always get picked on, so.
They my
Actually, the little guys with the bullies.
Yeah, see, you don't see the big ass German shepherds. You see the little ass dogs. The German shepherds be pick the tail and run back. That little ass dog. That was me. You know what I'm saying? So at the age of 5, growing up in Southwest, South, I went to the gym and I watched a guy who I always watched who was way better than me, 100% better than me. But I always watched him.
Ham that took you to the gym?
Yeah, it was Ham took him to the gym because he had the boxing team.
Ham is his father for y'all.
But I watched my brother James.
Legendary boxer.
I watched my brother James, who I thought was 100% better than me. And I wanted to live up to the potential of how my brother did.
Okay.
And, as time got going on, I was running people out of the gym, beating guys at the age of 14 and 15. I won 2 Junior Olympics. And, that was big. You know what I'm saying? I was the youngest fighter in the Olympic trials. In '88, I was 15 years old.
The brother was also
Me and my brother was in the same weight class.
Yeah.
So the first day they had both of us fight each other. So my mother had to send the birth certificates out there. So they put him at the top of the bracket, put me at the bottom of the bracket. So now it's 4 fighters left. My brother fighting Michael Carver. I'm fighting Irv Griffin to go to the winners.
Okay.
Irv Griffin beat me, test positive for marijuana. They supposed to reinstate me to fight the winner of my brother and Michael Carver. USA Boxing told my father, I wish I would give y'all motherfuckers 2 chances to go to the winners. So they didn't reinstate me.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I tell everybody all the time, man, the USA politics of boxing.
So Carvajal beat your brother?
Yeah, he beat my brother.
Okay.
The USA politics of boxing is just something different. Like the boxing Olympic team was already picked 2 years before.
No, I said, but. I was about to say, but your brother did a 10 to 84, 88, and a 92.
84, 88, and 92. All of them went to the final.
Right, that's what I'm saying. So he had
but-
shots.
Yeah, but one thing about my brother was, like I say, a lot of our DC boxers kind of got caught up in the streets.
Yeah, oh yeah, definitely.
You know, and my brother, until, you know, he had his accident on Willow Road on a motorcycle, broke both of his hips. He wasn't supposed to walk again. And he came right back 92. And I'm like, bro, you can't do this no more. And he went right there and went right back to the finals and lost again. So his biggest thing was he wanted the Olympic gold medal. I wanted world title belt.
I got you. Yeah.
So we had 2 different dreams, but I looked up to him and he was my best, you know, idol guy.
What for the motorcycle thing when he had 2 champs in the Johnson camp?
Yes, sir.
But
Yes,
you did win the U.S. Nationals in '89, right?
Yeah, I won the U.S. Nationals in 88 and 89. I was #1. The politics of USA Boxing. They didn't call me to go to none of the Goodwill games, the sports festival, none of the shows. So at this point, I said, well, you know what? It's time for me to turn pro. You know, and the guys, Daru Amin, Umar, Keith, and them, and Madden Shop, they said, man, we got you. You know what I mean? We got you. Don't worry about nothing. So I did a couple of shows, about 10 fights when they called, and
I didn't never get to see them fights because I was in the service, but I remember that man, mine was
Monumental Production.
Monumental Production. I met Dabu later on after I got out of service. I met him through Al Malik and Time Madness. How were those fights back then?
Man, you know what? They was good. And then the best thing about them was that they was building up a lot of guys that couldn't get on these big shows. So this was a promotional company that you can get yourself 10, 11 wins.
Okay.
And now we got the big promotional companies looking at you. So, and that's what I did.
Okay.
You know, I lost my second pro fight. You know, I was like, dang, is this really for me?
You was over Italy somewhere, weren't you?
I was in Belfast, Ireland.
Okay.
I was training with Hyden. Hyden was fighting for the IBF title against David McCauley. And I went over there and I lost, but when I started looking at it, I started reading the magazines. And they was like, well, you know, if he win it, he'd be the first African American. And I was like, okay. So this after I lost, I'm like, man, I ain't doing this shit. Fuck my. But then if I read this, I say, oh, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna be the first. So that's what built me back up, picked me back up and say, look, let's go back and do this. You know, then I went out to LA for him, paid my own way, told me y'all ain't got to pay me. I just want y'all to see me on the West Coast. After that one fight, it was over, man. They said it's not.
So you got signed with the owner of the LA Forum?
Yeah, I'm signed with
all those fights out there.
Yeah, I was signed with Jerry Bussin and the guys at the Forum.
You wasn't doing no fighting Mexicans then.
That's all. Hey man, that's
How many times did you fight under time there, on the Monumental?
10 times.
10 fights?
Yeah.
So that's when you decided to branch off?
Yeah.
So the big boys started coming?
That's when they started looking at me.
No.
I was 10-1 because I lost, like I said, I lost that fight.
Yeah.
And you know, it was kind of crazy because, you know, like I told Thailand and I told the Monument Production, all these guys, I say, listen, I don't even care about the money. Because at that time, you know, it wasn't even about the money because I was just like, running, I'm good. You know, I say, look, just give me, or give my father the money of the tickets I'm selling and give him the purse, I'm good. You know what I'm saying? Because at that time, you know, everybody was out plentiful then. You know what I mean? Not to say what I want to say, but you know.
Yes, sir.
They took care of you, motherfucker. Ain't no secret. Motherfucking secret.
Yeah.
So,
And you were taken care of.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
so 1996, you win your first IBF championship. You beat Francisco.
Taylor. But let me
Taylor.
stop you right there. I'm gonna give you one little story before that. In '93, the LA Forum was giving me a test. They thought they was giving me a test. I never been past 6 rounds in my life. I jumped from 6 to 12. I fought the number 2 contender, a guy named Raton Jimenez. He had just lost for the world title. So they said, okay, well, we're gonna see if Mark can beat him, and then he like it. We're gonna get him together. And I beat him. I ain't never had 6 rounds in my life. I'm the only fighter that went from 6 rounds straight to 12.
Yeah, that's crazy.
You know what I'm saying? And I was number 1 in the world from '93 to '96, rated number 1, and didn't get a title shot till '96. That's 3 years.
That's crazy, man.
You see what I'm saying?
That's super crazy.
So I stayed out there fighting for 3 years before I even got a title shot. And I told my father, I said, don't worry about it. We getting paid. Just let me keep putting him in there. I'm gonna keep busting.
Right.
The title fight gonna be the easiest, and I beat him in 90 seconds to make history. 90 seconds. I ain't gonna give you the 1 minute 30 seconds. I'm gonna give you the 90 seconds. That sounds like a little better. 90 seconds. You know that? A minute and a half. That's not too long.
That's too long.
You know what I'm saying? 90 seconds.
90 seconds. That's go to the bathroom and take a piss.
Yeah. No.
It's over.
See, out LA, one thing about LA was that once they started loving me and liking me, the Migos started coming to the fights to watch me.
Mm-hmm.
And then it was so crazy. I'm at the fight one time. I turned around, Magic Johnson at the fight, shotting them at the fights, and then the next day they say, "Well, Mark, you can't go home today." I said, "Why?" They said, "We need you and Shaq to go to a school." I said, "You mean Shaq?" So like when I was out LA, you know, I'm going to school appearances with guys like Shaq and these guys. We doing this shit, man. School appearances. I'm just looking at these dudes like, they say, man, we watch you fight. You look good. And I'm looking at them like, man, I don't want you like, I really want an autograph. Like, man, let me get them shoes you got on. Son.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But LA was so good, man. I loved it, man. I loved it.
So after '96, you won that fight. What was your mindset after that winning championship?
You know, I knew that nobody could beat me. I knew that nobody could beat me. So after that fight, 1996, after that fight, I supposed to did a unification fight with Manny Pacquiao. Manny Pacquiao was the WBC champ in 1996 at 112 pounds.
Yeah, was 112.
It was 112. Manny Pacquiao, that's why I tell people, is that the farthest I went up to was 118, and I fought Marquez.
Right.
And let me tell you something. I watched him at the weigh-in. Miles, the man was sucked in. He got oranges and everything. I am looking at it.
Right.
I said, my bust his ass. He can't make weight. So I get in the ring, I look. Man, I said, we want to box this motherfucker nice, y'all. I turn around and look at him.
Big as a motherfucker.
I said, this motherfucker 160 after the weigh-in.
You go 118, 112, 160.
118 to 160.
That's a lot of motherfucking weight.
But see, when you so dehydrated, man, see, like me, even when I fought 112 pounds, I sweat down from 130, 135.
Oh, okay.
So if I weigh in at 112, I'm back up in the ring, probably 125, 126.
Okay.
So when I looked at Marquez, I said, good God Almighty, man. The first fight, I beat him. They came back an hour later, say I lost.
That was the scorecard.
Yeah, scorecard. They came back an hour later. An hour later.
And that ain't never happened before.
So that ain't never happened before.
Yeah.
So I said, man, it's only me. So they said, Mark, you want to give him a rematch? I said, man, look, man, I'm going through a lot of shit right now. But I'm going to have to go ahead and do it. I'm going to do the divorce. I said, but I'm going to get this money up. I ain't going to let this money sit on the table. Right. And he stopped me at 8 rounds. But back to your thing, man. So in '96, I ran it. Carl Hall wouldn't fight me. Johnny Tappy wouldn't fight me. Matter of fact, when I moved up to 115, I was Johnny Tappy, #1 contender. He gave the belt up. When I'm at 112, I was Danny Romero, #1 contender. He gave the belt up. When I went up to 118, I was Junior Jones, #1 contender. He gave the belt up. So I went all the way up to 126 to fight Prince Ahmed. He said he ain't gonna fight me, but he knocked Kevin Kelly out. I said, good God Almighty. I said, I might be stepping up a little too fast with that one. You know what I'm saying? I just slowed him down. I said, good God Almighty. You know what I mean? But one thing I want to say is this, man. I'm like, what I notice about the people on the West Coast is different from the East Coast. Because I watched Shane Mosley and I watched how he moved. Like you see how Reggie Bush, I said I watched how he moved. And I watched these guys that took care of Shane Mosley, right? These dudes was getting real money. They ain't got nothing, no interest in sports. They get real money. But they knew that guess what?
Yeah, he was gonna be something
I'm gonna take care of you now.
and get theirs back on the back end.
Get theirs back on the back end. I watched him do Reggie Bush, Shane Mosley, Michael Carvajal. Man, I watched him, Roy Jones. I watched him do a lot of these fighters. And I'm saying, if this is what you're doing, and this is what you out here doing, invest your money when you know you're gonna get your money back. And you can get out of the way.
Yeah.
But we in DC and all around, you know, we too petty.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I watch this shit happen all the time, man. And it was kind of crazy to me because I'm just looking at the shit like coming in there like, hey, tell the phone like, don't worry about it, I got it.
Because there was some shooters in the streets that was getting money. They could have did that.
Man, it was a lot. Listen, it was a lot of dudes that was in every career in basketball, football, and everything that could have did it. Right. Because you know, I look at what's going on in the streets now. You look at these young dudes, man, with these guns and all this stuff, man. To me, it don't make no sense. But when you put them in that ring, half of them can't even throw a jab. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But guess what? They ain't got no heart to get in that ring, but they got the heart to shoot you. Yeah. And my biggest thing is, like we talked a little earlier bit, is that, son, jail ain't for me. I'm letting y'all know, I did that shit, I did a year. It ain't for me. Alright? So y'all motherfuckers that keep going back and forth, I don't know what y'all like about it, but there's nothing out here that's gonna send me back in there. So y'all need to talk to these young dudes and let them know what's really gonna happen. Because at the end of the day now, when you go in DC, it ain't no more DC jail, ain't no more Lawton. Everything in DC, if you know it or not, is all federal crimes.
All feds.
Because you going straight to the feds. Mm-hmm. So we need to talk to these young dudes and let them know what the real deal is. You know what I'm saying? And you know, the biggest thing is I like what you do. You know, I like everything that you do. I like what the madness shop do. I like what you do. I like what you do with the Christmas gifts. I like what you do with, you know, with the games. Because you got kids and people that would never see these professional athletes in their life. But now you got them showing up at Barry Farms. And it's kind of funny. I called it lift the other day to Barry Farms. The guy said, oh, this where the games be at. He said, you ever been here? I said, yeah, all the time. He said, I came one time, I seen him get with arenas. And I didn't really know what to do. I was, you know, on my herb. I said, what did you do? He said, I got on the bleachers and man, got me a drink and that was cool. And I went down there every day since. And I don't know the guy who be on the mic, but man, he's Eddie Murphy.
Yeah. Fish.
Yeah. He said, and I was like, he said, man, it's kind of funny that we talk about these things about this and all that, man. But you know, with me, it's not about boxing. It's about life. You know, hopefully I might be the Bahamas boxing coach for the Olympic team. You know what I mean? But it's about life, man. You know.
Pound for pound. In 2000, when you went to college, not college.
Yeah, I went to college.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I went to college.
We're going to talk about this when we come back from break. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to talk about pound for pound.
Take a quick break, like the big boy said, because at one point, Shop had a $1 million fight on the table. That landed him that 1 year in jail. That 1 year in jail cost him that fight.
Yes, sir.
We'll talk about it. Be right back, live,
sir.
In the den. The champ is here.
Yeah.
The champ is here.
Yeah. The champ is here.